The second look in a motion offense is to get the ball low and to look for an off-ball cutter. Refer to our motion offense video for a global view of this entire offensive system. The concept of off-ball cutters is a principle in most offensive systems, as you rarely want to just be standing on the outside and not getting through the middle. It can also open up your teammates cycling and filling behind you if you don't get the ball. Before getting into the drill, coaches should first demonstrate off-ball cutting and some of the particulars, including but not limited to timing your cut once the ball gets low, i.e. not leaving too early, fighting past your checker, not shooting from your wrong side, and also how the best off-ball players tend to cut to the net whenever their defender turns their head looking to help. They should also demonstrate some of the responsibilities of the passer, such as popping out to receive the pass and also keeping their feet moving while making the pass. For the off-ball cutter drill, arrange players in one or both ends of the floor depending on numbers. In variation number 1, the drill starts on one side of the floor with lines of players at the shooter position, passing down to the coach who's at the crease position on their side of the floor, with the off-ball shooter cutting the middle, receiving a pass for a shot, which is variation number 1A. Coaches should make it clear that they don't want the cutter to run and stop in the middle, and that they should keep their feet moving, catching the ball on the run. Another suggested variation of this drill is for the coach to roll the ball into the middle, as if a loose ball or a rebound came off of the shot, which is another benefit of cutting, and the cutter having to quickly pick up the ball and make a move on the goalie in tight, which is variation 1B. In variation 2, players replace the coaches as passers, and the drill starts on one side of the floor with the crease player first engaging their imaginary defender, then popping out and receiving a pass from the same side shooter. Players should constantly be calling for a pass as a good habit in this drill. After making the pass down to the crease player, the opposite side shooter cuts the middle and receives a pass for a shot. Passers need to make sure to give the pass before the cutter is on their wrong side. They need to know when to cut their losses and be disciplined enough not to pass to a cutter who looks open, where even if they caught the ball, they would be in a bad position or a bad angle to take a shot. The cutter also needs to have the same discipline in knowing when they have cut too far to their wrong side and not to take the shot even if they catch the pass. The most common error by passers, especially beginners, is not keeping their feet moving while making the pass, which is a habit players should have drilled into them in all passing drills once they have gained experience within the required patterns of the drill. Alternate the outlined pattern back and forth with shooters passing down first, then cutting during the next repetition of the drill. After taking a turn in the shooter line, players rotate down to the crease line. Coaches should also consider building up the speed of the cutter, first practicing the timing and angles of the cut, and working up to cutting at full speed. Keep in mind that despite this drill calling for a pass low and then an off-ball cutter, within the motion offense it only says to get the ball low, not necessarily that it has to be a pass. For instance, if the opponent locks off the crease player, not allowing them to receive a pass, the shooter can always carry the ball low, with the crease player clearing out or exchanging positions with them. Another scenario might be the player at the shooter position being locked off, and the point player making a skip pass to the crease player, similar to what you see here. Variation 3 is the same as variation 2, except there is a swing pass from shooter to shooter before repeating the same series of actions, a pass low with an off-ball cut. The player behind the player who is next in the shooter lines also needs to give them a ball when it's their turn to pass. If the off-ball cutter is able to quick stick the pass for a shot, this is a very difficult save for the goalie, which is what players are expected to practice at variation number 4, but could also be attempted by intermediate and advanced players in any of the previous variations. Variation number 5 is the same as other variations, except there is a volunteer defender playing soft defense at the shooter position on both sides of the floor, which simulates the battle required to get to the middle. Variation number 6 sees another volunteer defender window washing the passer with their stick, which means flashing their stick back and forth in front of the passer's face in order to make the pass more difficult and game-like. Another option instead of volunteer defenders is for the first player in the shooter line to play defense, later taking their turn on offense after the other side takes their turn, eventually switching to the crease line after they shoot, and vice versa for the crease players with the dummy defender that is window washing the passer. Learning to be an effective off-ball passer and cutter are two critical aspects to becoming an all-around player in the offensive end of the floor.